The air had always been a thing of beauty on Aethelgard. A thick, shimmering veil of iridescent gases that caught the light of the star. Energy fractured it into 1,000 shades of violet and gold. For eons, the people had breathed it deeply, drawing not just life, but a sense of divine right from the very sky they inhabited. They were the masters of their world, architects of the molecular and the celestial. And they believed that even the climate could be bent to their indomitable will. But the sky was no longer a veil. It was becoming a shroud. The transition began in silence. There were no great explosions, no thunderous cracks in the firmament. Instead, there was a subtle thinning, a lightness in the chest that the citizens initially mistook for the euphoria of their own progress. The carbon correction project had been hailed as the pinnacle of their genius, the final solution to the warming that had begun to blister their coastal cities. They had sought to weave the carbon into a shield, to sculpt the atmosphere into a perfect, regulated machine. They had succeeded only in unmaking the lock that held the world together. Deep within the high observeries, the instruments began to hum a dirge. The data was undeniable. The atmosphere was not merely changing. It was hemorrhaging. Like water through a cracked vessel, the breath of Aethelgard was leaking into the cold, hungry vacuum of the void. The projections were whispered in hushed corridors before they were shouted in the streets. 2 eclipses. The first eclipse would mark the beginning of the fade, when the blue star planet would pass before. Energy, casting a shadow that would reveal the thinning edges of their world. By the second eclipse, the shadow would fall upon a dead stone, a world stripped bare of its spirit. There was no time for exodus. The great ships of legend, capable of carrying millions across the stars, remained sketches on digital drafting boards, monuments to a future that had been traded for a comfortable present. In the quiet of the final months, the focus shifted from survival of the many to the preservation of the essence. In the subterranean labs, the crucibles were forged, thousands of small silvered pods, no larger than a child's cradle. They would not carry people, but the blueprints of people. They would hold the DNA of the forests, the memories of the oceans, and the encoded dreams of a race that had realized its folly too late. The people of Aethelgard began to look up, not with the arrogance of masters, but with the longing of the lost. They watched the sky, waiting for the first shadow to fall, hoping that among the thousands of seeds they would fling into the dark. One might find a shore where the air remained a gift, and where those who followed would be wise enough never to take a single breath for granted.